I was at work and I had the hiccups and I was stocking an aisle and this lady in the aisle heard me hiccuping and said, "Oh, have you got the hiccups?" And I said yeah, and she said, "Do you want me to get rid of them?" And I thought she meant she was going to scare me, so I was like, "No, thanks." And she was like, "You want to keep your hiccups?" And I said, "Yeah please, don't scare me." And then I wandered off. And then a couple minutes later I still had hiccups and she walked by on her way out and she said, "I wasn't going to scare you, you know." And I said, "You weren't." And she said, "No, I have a way I can cure hiccups." And I was like, "Well, what is it?" She's like, "There's something about me that when I talk to people, their hiccups just go away. I just chat or maybe tell them a story and after a minute or so their hiccups are just gone." And I thought she was like definitely on some pseudoscience so I kind of laughed and joked, like, "You should expect a call from the X-Men soon then." And she said, "No, for real. I bet your hiccups are gone now, aren't they?" And sure enough my fucking hiccups were gone. They stopped while she was speaking to me and didn't come back all night. What the F kind of power did this woman have? Was she a hiccup witch? I have so many questions for her. Honestly, the best thing I've done in the past year was replacing "I wanna die" with "I wanna commit a crime." Same humor and sentiment, without the suicidal ideation. Graduating from emo to punk. Thank you so much for this tag. Nothing is funnier than when boomers make political cartoons that end up being accidentally hysterical. Case in point. Comprehensive sex education. F yeah. Masturbation. Anal sex, abortion, oral sex, gender identities. I don't know why I just remembered this, but all throughout kindergarten and first grade I used to draw a little snail in the corner of every paper I had to turn in because it was a happy snail. So I thought it would make my teachers happy when they were grading papers because I was a pure and simple child. But in second grade my teacher would take off 2 points if I drew it on my homework and 5 points if I drew it on a quiz or test, so I stopped. But like, it was so harmless. It was just a little shtoodle of a smiling snail. It wasn't distracting me or anything from the task at hand. So I'd like to say to Mrs. Whoever the F, that snail was supposed to be a happy thing, you be. This perfectly describes what is wrong with our education system. Yo, why do adults try to tell middle schoolers not to dye their hair, or cut it weird, or dress strange? Middle school is the most miserable time of anyone's life. Let them have fun, and get a mohawk or something. They don't have colleges to impress, or a boss to worry about. They're 12. Let them be less miserable with their blue hair and bad fashion, so long as it's weather appropriate. I don't want anyone wearing only a t-shirt and jeans in winter. It won't kill you to let your kid exercise some control over their appearance that literally will not follow them their whole lives. Who cares if your kid wants to wear unprofessional clothes? They're a kid. They don't need to be professional. They make a cute couple. Huh. They certainly are standing next to each other. When old people say to toddlers a boyfriend and girlfriend. Conference room. Waluigi. I want everyone to know that Nintendo of America has a Waluigi conference room. This is where they decided he was uncircumcised. What if you had to have sex every day during pregnancy to keep building the baby with the same man? This is a great question. Perhaps, if you mix it up, you can combine genes like a Build-A-Bear. Would you believe me if I said that this is a widely accepted part of Transformers fanon? What do you mean? Free kitten. A bit fat, but otherwise lovely and very talented. Bel Air. I was looking for free furniture, but maybe that's not what I was meant to find. My uncle got married in Paris, and the wedding pictures are absolutely gorgeous and fabulous. I just had to share. Perfectly gay. That is the most amazing wedding tuxultration I have ever seen. Reblogging for the wedding cape. Whatever, it's super awesome and very pretty. Fits a wedding style perfectly without being a dress. So dope. Lately, my dog has been smacking people in the face and arms when they pet her, and I was like, what the F? We are just giving you affection. And so I went and googled it. She's trying to pet us back. She likes to be pet so much and is trying to return the favor, but can't. She is so good and pure. I love her so much. The posture of man. He wears a t-shirt. Found a caterpillar outside, and knowing it's just gonna get cold and die in the winter, I threw him or her a birthday party. I'm off to fight God. Does anyone want anything? Sorry everyone, God didn't drop anything worthwhile, only soup. What do you mean there is only soup? It means he only dropped soup. Well, get out of the increased soup drop rate universe. Alright, you don't have to shout at me. I'll go kill another god. The other god also dropped soup. What do you mean the other god also dropped soup? It means I killed him, and he only dropped soup. Go into the next universe. No matter how much I try to farm for rare items, the gods keep dropping soup. Where are you? I'm fighting the primordial soup gods. Why are you fighting the primordial soup gods? F you. After my werewolf boyfriend pulls out. You're what? My werewolf boyfriend. I'm sorry, am I reading that right? My. So we're just gonna ignore the watermelon getting crushed? Watermelon. Hey, so does anyone have the NSFW version for that werewolf pic? Just asking. I don't feel safe. Also, I dated a dude who thought he was a werewolf. That was interesting. Not as interesting as him calling his friend mom and supporting her when she kidnapped her siblings. But like the attempt at trying to get me to roleplay some god awful sh was up there. I'm sorry, what? I know I'm OP. This thread has absolutely gotten out of control. Hold on OP, aren't you the person who had an IQ of 4? I'm crying. Nobody's clearing anything up, they just deflect onto the next plot twist. Me, deleting a scene from my fic. Ugh, that was self-indulgent twaddle. Me, adding the scene back in. Oh, wait, that's the entire point of my writing fanfiction. Fight the good fight. My first joke I ever made was drawing a comic where two people are staring at a dress in the window of a store. One of them says, I would die for that dress, and the other says, I would kill for that dress, and then they look at each other awkwardly. This was when I was like 6, and every day I wake up knowing I'll never be able to top this, my magnum opus. There was a disastrous performance of Macbeth at the Old Vic by Peter O'Toole, and apparently, there was this one part in the play one night, where a servant comes in and should say, your wife, my lord, is dead, but what actually happened was, servant, my wife, my lord, is dead, Macbeth. Well, what about my wife, servant? Oh yeah, she's dead too, Macbeth, servant. There's a lot of it about. This is like a Monty Python skit. My comedy skit from like 3rd grade. So in 3rd grade or somewhere close, there was a talent show, and I wasn't a really good singer or dancer or anything, but me and my best friend thought we could do a skit, but it had to involve a punching bag. Cause he had a standing punching bag, and we loved messing with it. The next week was spent devising this masterpiece entitled The New Recruit. From what I remember. Scene. Secret agent training facility. Friend. Enter scene with punching bag at side. Me. I thought you were supposed to bring in the new recruit. Friend. This is a new recruit. Me. That's a punching bag. Friend. No, this is our new recruit. Back and forth like this for about a minute, then. Friend. Wait, if this is a punching bag, then what did I put in the training row? Wilhelm scream is played maximum volume in school auditorium. Both exit scene, punching bag in tow. We didn't end up winning anything, but I think the judges should do a recount 10 years later.